Hello again, everybody. John here with North Texas Ceramic Coatings and Detailing. Today we have a 2000 WS6 Trans Am, 58,000 original miles, but you couldn't tell that by looking at it, dusty as this thing is. The owner told us it was previously ceramic coated about 5 years ago, maybe 5.5 years ago, and it's been sitting in a dusty storage unit ever since. He's taken it outside a couple times, but as you can tell, it's not been outside for a while. And I thought I would take everybody along for the experience and the ride of how we would clean something like this. So we are going to start off our pre-wash process with Angel Wax Cleanliness. You can dilute this up to 1:1, but for lightly soiled vehicles like this, 5:1 is usually a good place to start. So we're going to use 500 milliliters of water in the foam cannon. I'm going to use hot water. And if you want to convert the metric system to what we use here in the US in the ounces, it's 1 ounce of cleanliness per 500 milliliters of water. I did not like the residue that was in there. Plus I realized that I forgot to make water hot. Not used to having hot water all the time for our pressure washer as well as on tap. Of course I always had it on tap before, but now our pressure washer is run right off the hot water line, and I love the crap out of that. It makes such a difference in cleaning everything. Gonna dump that 1 ounce in there. Rinse out the measuring cup, and we're gonna get started. And the shop managers today are taking it easy. As you'll see here, my shop managers are just out cold while I was going through all this process. Oh, we have a little bit moving from the one. But I digress. They woke up as soon as I started pressure wash vehicle. We're going to get around this thing, working from top to bottom, as we like to do when we foam down vehicles. And if you'll notice, this is not a real thick, clingy foam, and you don't want it to be. You want it to be able to, run off, and while it's doing that, encapsulate and emulsify the grit and grime that is on whatever you're washing. Because that's the whole reason for this. You want it to pull that grit and grime and run it right off the vehicle. That'll keep your swirling and marring any potential scratching to an absolute minimum. Bringing in for more of a first-person view here. As you can see here, it's just clinging to the hood. We noticed that certain parts of the vehicle weren't ceramic coated, but I'll get to that in a minute. While it's clinging and doing its thing, we're going to go ahead and go around the vehicle and clean the wheels and tires. And for wheels, we love Tack System Iron Zero, and for tires, we love Vonix Delete. Now, if we had seen this within the last 3 or 4 months, I would have used a different wheel cleaner, but I wanted to make sure that we got any potential iron deposits off of the wheel. As you can see, the tire's starting to brown almost immediately. I'm going to go ahead and spray down the other wheels real quick. I'll come back, clean the wheel, the tire, the barrel, and keep on rolling. And I don't know if you can notice in the video here, but my turbo stick from Adams is about had it, unfortunately. And I don't know what I'm going to do, because unless you have something that's thin, you can't get behind the brake caliper on the barrels of wheels. And I'm really disappointed they quit making those because I absolutely love mine. I wish I'd have known they were going to discontinue them about a year ago. Excuse me. Because when I realized they were discontinued, I wanted to buy like 5 just in the event that they were discontinued. And I was a day late and $1 short on that one. Can't forget about inside where the lug nuts are and all that good stuff. Hit the caliper a little bit better. Go ahead and rinse it off. We have a nice squeaky clean, shiny, polished aluminum wheel. You can see all the purple that's coming off of that, and I'm sure there's some brown in there as well. Thing looks great. And as you can tell, the bumpers and the hood on this vehicle do not look like they are ceramic coated. The owner knew about the bumpers, had forgotten about the hood. And we're going to rinse it just the way we foamed it down from top to bottom. So we're going to go ahead. We're not going to ceramic coat the bumpers for him because there's a little bit of marks from where people have bumped into the front of it or bumped into the rear of it. He's going to send it to the body shop to get that done and make it a little prettier. And we're going to fix a few little things in the fiberglass hood, and we're going to ceramic coat the hood prior to it going to the body shop because they're going to pull the bumpers off anyway. As you can see, cleanliness rinses out very easily. Excuse me. It does not take much to use this product. It's not on the expensive side, but it's not cheap either. You can buy 4 liters of it for about $80. And you only use, typically speaking, 1 to 2 ounces of vehicle. So your total cost is, you're talking pennies at that point. Maybe $1. If you really want to get on the technical side. We've been using cleanliness for about 2 or 3 years now, and I absolutely love the snot out of this stuff. Like, the hood looks like it's been contact washed, and it absolutely wasn't. We haven't touched a thing yet. And for the contact wash, we're going to use Tax System Mystic Bubble. This is one of our top 3 shampoos that we love to use. It's fairly inexpensive. You can buy 4 liters of it for about $53 with a discount code from Carzilla. And keeping true with the way we used the cleanliness, we are going to foam from top to bottom here. And we're going to let it dwell and do its thing. And we're going to come in here with the contact wash. And as you may notice, you may see some wash mitts laying on the vehicle. That is because we do not use the 2-bucket method. We use the multi-mitt method. And the reason we use the multi-mitt method over the 2-bucket method is simply because it's quicker. We have 4 to 5 minutes on the vehicle that we're soaking in a bucket of car shampoo, and we place them around the vehicle strategically. 2 in the front, 1 on each side, 2 in the rear, 1 on each side, and then there was 1 on the roof just as a spare. Depends on the soiledness and how it washes and cleans up. But in keeping true to form with both the pre-soak and the car shampoo, we are going to wash from top to bottom. Going around the vehicle, taking our time, making sure we get in all the nooks, crannies, because this is an extremely long vehicle. As you can see, we're going to put all the mitts into a bucket when we're done with them. And then from the bucket, they'll go straight into the washer and into the dryer on low. And some of you might be asking what we use to clean our microfiber with. And we use microfiber revitalizer, or it's called Towel Clean. I believe it's what it's actually called by 3D. And I believe you can get 5 gallons of it from Autoality for around $100. And you can make 5 gallons of this stuff last a really, really, really long time. And for time purposes, I do have the video of us washing everything here, sped up in double time. And I apologize if you catch any of the mess around the shop here. We're still getting lights up and getting things to where we want them to be. Moving sucks, folks. That's the only way I can say it. Moving sucks, not only when you're moving your house, but when you're moving your business as well. Trying to be mindful of, you know, the nooks and crannies of this thing, getting underneath the spoiler, and all those cool things. Because it's black. You don't want to miss anything and come over it with, you know, your drying towel or your microfiber and swirl the piss out of the thing. Now, for something that was sitting in storage that had, you know, 5 years worth of dust on it. Can't forget about the wheel openings. It's the very last thing that we do. That's where you're going to get most of your muck and grime and road film. Even though this thing had been sitting in storage, it's still, you know, you wash everything the same in terms of processes. So you do it the same way every time. Now, I don't know if any of you have heard about this out here, but apparently GM took the Trans Am trademark and allowing that company out of Florida, Trans Am Depot, they took the naming rights away from them. And there's a lot of rumors that the Trans Am is going to come back. Had a long discussion about this with the owner of this vehicle because I love Trans Ams. Trans Ams were always my car. They're still my car. And I've told my fiance, if they bring the Trans Am back and it doesn't look like a piece of junk and doesn't look stupid and actually looks like a Trans Am should, I'll probably sell my soul for one, because that's how much I'm a Trans Am guy. And hopefully it doesn't look too steamy in here as we are rinsing with hot water. I know cold water rinses soap and shampoos better, but in terms of cleaning purposes, hot water is the way to go. And it was a little steamy in the shop because it's air conditioned. Nobody wants to work in the Texas heat in a building. That'd be murder. Literally, that'd be awful. I'll go ahead and, as you can see, the Mystic Bubble rinses very easily. The slickness and cleaning power of Mystic Bubble is, I haven't seen anything like it. We have a couple that are very close that we like to use, but for all intents and purposes, Mystic Bubble is probably our go-to when it comes to car shampoos when we're not using a strip wash. Now that we got it all rinsed, I'm going to go ahead and bust out a drying towel here. Just like before, we're going to go from top to bottom, starting with the glass. Always dry your glass first. And unfortunately, I was a big dummy. The towels that are superior to the one that I'm using, you can get away with using one towel. It absorbs a heck of a lot more water. I'm going to go ahead and dry the windows, and any water, any excess water that we were left with, I just went back over with a 550 GSM microfiber. This thing looks really great. I can't wait to get to work on the hood and the few things that we need to do to this. And this thing is going to look like $1,000,000 when it's done. As a genuine car guy, I get excited when I get to work on a WS6 Trans Am. Isn't that much of an exotic, but it's definitely a classic muscle car these days. I was heartbroken when GM did away with Pontiac, but I have just been lucky enough and on enough that, you know, whether it was a Bentley or an Aston Martin or a Corvette or a Porsche or a Ferrari or whatever the case might be, you know, just lucky enough to work on cars, because it's my second greatest love and passion, you know, that I ever wanted to do for a living. I'm going to go ahead and follow up here, like I was saying, with a 550 GSM microfiber, just to get rid of some of the excess water and all that good stuff. And there's a gnarly rock chip in the hood of this thing that we're going to take care of for the owner. We just happen to have this GM black touch-up paint in stock from some other GMs that we've done. And we're going to show you in another video how we do rock chips. Once again, my name is John. We are North Texas Ceramic Coatings and Detailing. I appreciate everybody watching our videos. As you can see, oops, missed a spot. As you can see, this thing looks nice and shiny. Going to take you around the vehicle here. If you have any questions about anything, please reach out to me at info@northtexasceramiccoatings.com. You could call or text the office here anytime at 945-249-5429. There was that gnarly rock chip. We will see everybody in the next video. See y'all soon.